Welcome to part 16 of Let's Chat. Some serious chat, y'all. Brief break-in, March the 23rd, 2025 by man's calendar. And I was talking as I come on that last part about how I was in this place for dinner today where the Lord had told me to go. And I got there and some of the others that was in service with me this morning showed up in the same place as I was saying. Well, this one that was there, he had finally he was making rounds between tables, and he finally made his way to my table, having recognized me from the service. And he come to me and he said, "Wow, everybody's coming today." I said, "Indeed." And I just went on reading. No, I'm not no big conversationalist, so I'm not going to do that. I was there for the Lord's purpose, and I was there to read and to study. Please do not make the mistake in presuming because I'm sitting at a table alone that I am alone, because I am never alone. I have the Lord, and I have a legion of angels with me at all times. I am never alone. So please do not assume that I am alone just because I look alone. If my mind is not on worldly junk and matters of this world, and it doesn't faze me in the least to sit at a table and eat by myself. I've done it now for 3.5 years. I can handle it. I'm a big girl. Because I'm not alone. Jesus is always with me. But anyways, I sat there and I was studying and I was talking to the Lord. It's a little hard to have a private conversation with the Lord when there's other people at your table. No, I'm not trying to be rude. And no, when it is time for those moments, yes, I will do those. And yes, I do enjoy having company. Don't misunderstand me. No, I am not antisocial. It's just in that moment I was in the zone with the Lord. And that's whose company I wanted today. Because I had a need of it. And he was talking to me about some stuff and I had a need to further understand. But then he took me to a place where I did not know he was going to take me, which is Matthew 10, which we are in now. So let's dive on back in at Matthew 10, verse 5. Because as I said, he even gave Judas Iscariot that same power to cast out devils. And yet Judas was a thief from the beginning. You see, Jesus doesn't throw out broken things. He uses them for his purpose. So just because someone is divorced, or someone is this, or someone is that, or because someone was a murderer, or someone was this, or someone was that, don't cast them aside. You don't know. If Jesus has forgiven them, it is not your place to hold their charges against them, because those charges no longer exist. Jesus has expunged my record. What I did before I came fully into the Lord is gone. I am not divorced anymore. And anyone else who has been there and has been expunged by the Lord is not divorced anymore either. So that is clearly not what the Lord means when he said you must be the husband of one wife. He's talking about those men or those women that choose in today's society to live and have hidden wives or hidden husbands. And there are those that are doing that, even in the churches. But anyway, getting on back into this. Matthew 10:5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded. Now listen here what he did. He commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. That means in the region. Do not go into the region of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. How many of you have gone to the house of Israel, the lost sheep of Israel, since God has set your feet on the path to minister for Him? It takes discernment to find the lost sheep of Israel, doesn't it? Because it ain't just any old yahoo on the street. But go ye rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, he said, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now, he gave them charge to do this 2,000 years ago. So I'm going to ask, why for did you stop preaching this message, gentlemen? I'm talking to all ministers everywhere, especially you falsies, who just want to line your pockets with God's money, you thief. You vipers. You low bellies. You wicked and adulterous generation. Your houses are going to fall. And I'm talking about those places that you used to steal God's money in. Your big mega sanctuaries. Cathedrals you have built. Putting all kinds of idols and things inside them. Giving God the finger, basically, by putting graven images in his houses. He didn't ask you to do that. Did God ask you to put any of those ceramics in his house, on his altars, or any of that? Did God himself ask you to put those images in his house? Those clay fixtures made of marble and stone, graven images, giving God the finger in his own house. Look around, ministers. Look what's in your churches. You flipping God off to his face with these images, saying, here, Jesus, we're going to have these idols in our sanctuary whether you like it or not. Even after you gave us command, and it was the first commandment at that, and the great commandment to have no graven images. You want to know why you can't get God's attention? Because you've angered him. Get the graven images out of the churches. Then try having a little talk with Jesus. You know, it's a terrible thing to have to tell the apostles these things. You should know better. But look at your churches, how you have them adorned. Worrying more about the outer appearance of your sanctuaries than the inner man of your parishioners that are sitting on the pews. What is wrong with y'all? Remember, Jesus even talked to Judas. who was a thief and who even betrayed him. You could be the Antichrist for all you know. Sitting there with your graven images and not willing to give up anything for the Lord. Really, you don't want to take them graven images out of your church. Or the flags and things like that that have no place in a church. Why have you got flags in the church? I don't care what kind of flag it is. Why are they in the church? These are your idols. But anyways, getting back into this. He gave them command to preach this, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's verse 7. Whoops. And what else did he tell them to do? Now listen, the command didn't end there. They wasn't just supposed to be preaching the kingdom of heaven being at hand. There was more to the command he gave them to do. Heal the sick. Cleanse the lepers. But honey, when COVID hit, y'all would have thought that hand sanitizer every few seconds if you touched anybody. Y'all thought you was going to die. You think the Lord didn't see that? Every time he pumped them bottles. And you even went and got them old jabronis to protect you. Ran and lined up, taking those old narcals and shooting them right into your body. That's what you trusted, science instead of God. But he told them to heal the sick and cleanse the lepers. And it goes on, raise the dead and cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give. I haven't seen any of y'all doing any of these things. When did you raise any dead? I got some dead people I'd like for you to get up. I'd like to have my husband and brother back, please. And no, I'm not joking about that. I want them back. And what else did he tell them? Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor script for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor your staves, for a workman is worthy of his meat. Boy, I'm going to tell y'all right now, you would starve to death if the Lord won't let you take nothing weekends to provide for yourselves. You would starve to death because you ain't doing all these things here. You would starve to death. And I'll see you in the next part, and we're going to get on into this. Because I'm trying to stay as close to my time as possible, because I've gone over a few times in times past, but I don't want to take advantage of that too often. Though I do appreciate they still let them go up. So, I'll see you in the next part.